And all right, we're going to call the meeting to order. It's 6:31 and this meeting is now called to order. Welcome, everyone. I hope you all had a good summer. Been a busy period already. First meeting after summer, so it's good to see everyone again. And we're happy to have Christina on with us while Laurel is on her leave. And we still have our Michael back, so good. All right, so if you need the agenda, the copies out there, I believe, if anyone needs copies there, so. All right, we'll start with the roll call. So I will now ask the assistant to the city manager to take attendance by roll call.
Okay. Commissioner Baird,
Present.
Commissioner McDonald, Commissioner Chair Wakidu,
Here,
Commissioner Poquine,
Here.
Commissioner Smith, Commissioner Webb.
Here.
And Vice Chair Sylvester.
Here.
okay. We're seeing that we're missing one person. And so we would follow the procedure for an absent commissioner. So per council policy K02 on council advisory bodies, I must now propose the commissioner's absence to define an excused or unexcused. The commission will then determine by general consensus whether the status of the absence is excused or unexcused per the list of qualified excuses laid out in the council policy. In the absence of general consensus, the commission will take a formal vote. So I propose that per the list of qualified excuses defined in policy K-02, Commissioner Smith's absence, which is, well, actually, I don't even know why she's not here. She has not told us. Does anybody know? So she didn't call anyone, right? She didn't tell me either.
No.
Okay. So her absence, yeah, which is for probably a personal matter that is not among the list of qualified excuses, be defined as unexcused. If the commissioners are in agreement, please raise your hand. Okay. So, everyone seems to be in agreement that this is unexcused absence, and so can move on. You will have to move on to roll call.
No, there was a general consensus, so no roll call votes.
All right, perfect. All right, moving on to the next item, which is minutes approval. The minutes for the June 6, 2024 regular meetings have been delivered to commission members and posted on the City Hall bulletin board. If there are no corrections or additions, a motion is in order to approve these minutes. Did everyone get a chance to? I know it's been some time, but did anyone get a chance to look at it again and see if there are any corrections needed or comments? No?
Oh, I was,
Yeah.
barring none, I was going to make a motion to
Oh,
approve the
yes,
minutes as
okay.
written.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. So Vice Chair Sylvester made a motion and you second? Okay. So because we're now back in person, we don't need to do the whole, so all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes now approved. So we're now going to move into,
Just cheating off a few, I'm sorry.
oh, my notes, yeah, we can share, okay. We're now going to move on to item 4, which is the oral communication from the public. And this portion of the meeting is reserved for persons wishing to address the commission on any matter not on the agenda. Each speaker has up to 3 minutes to make their comments. State law prohibits the commission from acting on non-agenda items. For those attending the meeting via Zoom, please use the raise hand function or press *9 on your phone to make a comment. The floor is now open for comments if there are any attendees. Is there any? There's none? Okay. So we have no attendees in person or virtually. All right, so we're going to move on to unfinished business. This meeting seems like it's gonna go pretty fast. We're already on item, huh?
We're just efficient.
Yeah, yeah,
Very efficient today.
yeah, very efficient today. All right, so we're now on to item 5, unfinished business. Item 5.1, storytelling project ad hoc committee. The storytelling project ad hoc committee, subcommittee rather, will present an oral update. No action will be taken on this item. Who is presenting?
Well, Molly typically represents.
Oh.
By the way, she is on the way. She just let me know that she's running late.
Oh,
I can, so I don't know what we do to undo her unexcused absence. We'll see when she gets here.
so it's,
When she arrives, we'll just mark the time that she arrived.
that she arrives,
And
yeah.
I can give the update. The
Okay.
update's quick. The subcommittee is going to regroup. We've had a lot of hits to the website, like 150-ish. Hits to the website. People love the name. They kind of love the concept when we talk to them about it, but nobody has submitted. The subcommittee has had a couple of informal email discussions that we think we need to revisit how we are portraying and explaining the project. I've talked to the MEP, the Multicultural Engagement Program, a couple times. And there's just a lot of confusion as to what this is and what people are expected to do. So we're going to meet, regroup, and figure out how to streamline it. But in the meantime, you are all welcome to submit a story, a poem, a piece of art, or just free form writing about you being part of Mountain View. And we'd appreciate it.
Okay, do any of the commissioners have any questions?
Where has this been circulated?
Christina, I think would know better. The commissioners are still in the process of circulating it, but the city has circulated it virtually everywhere.
So are there stacks of them in the library, for instance?
I believe, yes, I believe
Yes.
that we put them in the
Yeah.
city facilities. We've had
Community
them
center.
downstairs in the atrium of City Hall. At the library, we've also included it in the bi-weekly council connection that goes out, or no, sorry, City Hall connection that goes out to subscribers. It's,
How about the senior center?
I will I can confirm if it's been posted at the senior center, but I'm not 100% certain, so I'll have to
And
confirm.
the teen center?
And I believe it's been posted at the community center, and I need to confirm the teen center. Yeah. But I think the subcommittee after this evening's meeting will find a time for us to meet. And one of the suggestions that I have is to reach out to the Youth Advisory Commission. To engage them directly and see if they would be interested in submitting submissions. And so we have a couple of other thoughts and ideas, but the subcommittee would like to meet to regroup to brainstorm outreach as well as maybe helping to refine the messaging.
Yeah.
So that people understand what is expected of them and how they can submit it. But I would also ask the commission, beyond the subcommittee members, if commissioners wanted to kind of take that first step and submit something, I think that would be great too. And then you can share that with, people that you are sharing information about the program too. So.
I have an event that I could circulate them on Saturday, if I can pick them up now. I mean,
Yeah, I think we have a
Some of
stack
us
of
have
flyers, so you're more than welcome to take those and we can print up any more for anyone else who needs them.
Yeah, my apartment complex is really huge. I definitely wanna post it there. In another complex right by me, I can also post it over there.
Yeah.
It's okay, John.
And on the, I know that it is at the library, but it's kind of to the side where they have the public stuff, like over by the elevators.
Yeah.
Something that I'd like to revisit, which we'll talk about more in the subcommittee meeting, is having it in the children's area. Because the children's area, they have cute little, they have little crafts and stuff, here's a printout of a maze or whatever for the kids to do. And so I could see it fitting in there where we have, that as an activation of the children's area and, The idea being that you can do this right here, right now, you know, the stakes are not that high. Just do a little something, you know, talk to your kid about what it means to have a neighborhood and, you know, submit it right here in this box.
I like that.
I'm also seeing that on the Mountain View Instagram page, we don't have like a specific post about it, so I think.
Instagram page.
Yeah,
Or
so
Facebook,
Oh, yeah.
or Facebook for that
Facebook
matter.
or
No
like-
socials.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I have talked to our communications team and discussed with them about doing a more aggressive push out on our social media pages, and so they're totally willing to do that. We just thought we would wait until after we met with the subcommittee, just before we did that, but as soon as subcommittee meets and determines that that's the way forward that they want to go and they don't want to change anything significant, then we can certainly push those out again through our social media channels as well as our City Hall connection and any other official city communications.
Okay, cool. Any other comments? Questions? Okay. Is there anyone virtually? Public? No? Okay, so no one yet, so. No, seeing that we have no one present for public comments, we're going to acknowledge that and move on. So we're going to move on to item 6, which is new business. So item 6.1 is the fiscal year 2024-2025 work plan appointments. No action will be taken on this item. The commission will now receive a presentation on this item from the Assistant to the City Manager, Gilmore.
All right, so the city council adopted advisory body work plans on September 10th. So a few weeks ago, and I'm very pleased to say that the HRC work plan was accepted and adopted with no changes by the council. So hopefully you are all familiar with the work plan that you approved in June. There's one carry forward item that is currently underway, and that is the assistance to promote outreach efforts for the climate change vulnerability assessments. And I understand from city staff that initiative will be returning to the council subcommittee in the next month or two. So as soon as that's agendized, then we'll be reaching out to the subcommittee that's assigned to that item. And then there are 3 new projects that the HRC proposed. The first is to collaborate with the Santa Clara County Office of LGBTQ Affairs to host a community listening forum. I have been in communication with the office, and they have selected November 12th as the date for the listening forum. We've reserved the Redwood Hall room in the community center for that event. The event will be held from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So I have let Saldi know, who's our contact at the county, that this evening the commission will select a subcommittee. And then once I have those names of those commissioners, I will share that with Saldi and coordinate a meeting between the county and the subcommittee so that you can learn about the planning for the events and what you can do to assist with the outreach for the actual event and any other tasks. The next item on your work plan is partnering with the Mountain View Public Library to host a Check Out a Human event, a human library. This is scheduled to be completed by June of 2025. So we will need to identify a subcommittee to work on this. And then the third and final new item is to attend community meetings to solicit input on civic participation to inform recommendations for public outreach and engagement. And my understanding is that this project is slated to begin in January 2025 of the new year. However, it would be good for the HRC to identify subcommittee members now, so that way as Lauren and I transition the commission back to Laurel when she returns in the new year, she'll know who'll be working on this project. And then finally, I know it's not a new work item, but it's an ongoing work item, as this commission is very well aware. The Multicultural Festival will be happening in the spring, so the commission will need to identify someone who will serve as a liaison to the city staff planning committee for the Multicultural Festival. So that concludes my report. I guess in summary, I'll say that the HRC will need to identify subcommittee or commissioners to participate on these three subcommittees. And so with that, I'll turn it back to Chair Lukidu, and you can discuss who would like to serve on which subcommittee.
Okay, thank you for that presentation. Does anyone have any commissioner have questions on any of the topics? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you to staff for that report back. Just for clarification, and I guess this is a question for everybody as well. I believe that in May or June, we broke up the subcommittees, didn't we, on who was taking what project on before we went on break, and part of that was with the LGBTQs, the library, the Check Out a Human, and as well as the Culture Fest. But I think that was under Laurel's notes.
If so,
Yeah, I think, I recall, yeah, I think.
we formally did,
Yeah, I think we.
because I thought we said we wouldn't, because what if the council didn't approve the work plan?
Mhm. I think it was like a tentative,
A straw poll.
There was
Yeah.
a straw, yeah, but I
Mm,
think
mm.
commissioners were assigned or selected what project they were going to be working on.
yeah,
So I don't recall, but I also was not at the June meeting. so
yeah,
that
you were
would-
right.
That would make
Huh.
sense.
Okay, we will need to,
Well, it sounds like if we don't have the notes for those, for
We
that anyway,
pick it up
then we're gonna
again.
have to.
And maybe we've changed our mind in the
Yeah.
last 4 or
Mhm.
5 months.
any other comments on the, or questions on the presentation?
Just a process question, how does it work for us deciding? Is there like some sort of, we just kind of, if anyone has a preference, they express it, or, and then we
Yes.
see if, if everybody wants one project, then we have to
Yeah.
figure it out. Okay, there's no formal process, cool.
I just had a question about how the date, November
Mhm.
12th, how was it selected? Even before the subcommittee, how was that?
Yeah, so when I was transitioned to the HRC from Laurel had already been in communication with the county around the event. The county had expressed that they wanted to hold the event in the fall,
Okay.
and that before December holiday break.
Okay.
And so I picked that up from Laurel, and based on the availability of the Redwood Hall, provided the county with several dates. And that was the date they
That
selected.
works for them. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Do anyone else have any questions on anything? Yeah, go ahead.
Slightly procedural. The climate communications one, I was curious, who was on that, if there was you? Is there anyone else with you or?
Jocelyn was on
And
it.
Oh.
I think,
Molly.
I think Commissioner Smith.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
so we were, as Christine had mentioned, we were told to put a pause on it
Mhm.
until
Yes.
multiple partners had to be aligned on when
Yeah,
we can mobilize on it.
Yeah, we had like one talk meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the interim, you said it was Jocelyn, Molly and yourself?
Yeah.
so you might reconsider, if some of you might reconsider tonight if you want to do that or stay on it, or I guess we just throw it all in the mix to make sure we're on a refreshed, even playing field.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
because I was planning to stay with the original two I selected for
Oh.
the May meeting or the June meeting, whichever one it was, which was the LGBTQ collaboration, and stay with the
Climate.
environmental one as well.
I don't know if I was on it originally, but I will be traveling on November 12th, so I will not be able to be an effective participant for that project.
Okay, so let's just put some structure in the process, so we're,
Yes.
we're not all over the place, but we have 3 different or 4 projects to go over, so those who, if you recall, or if you want to change your mind, those who want to remain on the climate change assessment, because you said you were on it already, right? And you want to remain, and Molly,
I'm
you
on
too?
it. I'd like to
Okay.
remain.
And you want to remain on that, okay, so.
Good.
So we have 3 people on that already. And then the other is the Santa Clara County Office of the LGBTQ Affairs. And you said you want to be on that as well, okay? Who else would like to be on that? Did you want to be on that?
I'm
No,
happy
you were
to.
there last time.
Oh, no, I don't think
Oh,
You
will? Okay.
I think 2 is probably, well,
2 is enough, okay.
unless Christina feels like she needs more people.
Javi,
Wait,
well,
wait, Joan,
subcommittees can be anywhere up to 3 people.
Yeah, it could be up to 3.
True, it is.
Okay.
Could be one lone ranger.
It could be one ranger.
Yeah, that does happen.
Yeah.
whichever it is, it's okay.
Oh, perfect.
Woo, I was waiting for that.
Who's the third person on climate change?
Climate change.
Eric, Molly and Jocelyn.
Yeah,
I think it's just, it's
Love it.
below.
yes, but okay. Okay, so to partner with Mountain View Library to host a Check Out a Human event, who would like to be on that? Okay.
We'll do that one,
I guess.
because there's 3. If there's any of them that you would like, we're happy to.
Oh, yeah.
Or you wanna wait till
You don't
everything,
put me on a
you
different
wanna wait till everything's
assignment.
done and then
Okay.
just get which one
Trying to
are
find
So
available.
hold on, I want to get who's want to be on that.
Well,
Well,
there's,
there's interested in climate change.
I'm open to
I think that
shuffle.
one's full.
Okay,
And yeah, oh, okay, that was.
you can be on multiple and then we'll figure it all out.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
fine.
know.
So for Check Out a Human, I have Ida Rose, Molly and Jocelyn.
And then attend committee meeting to solicit input on civic participation to inform recommendation for public outreach and engagement. I would like to be on.
I have a quick question on this,
Yes.
and apologies if I just am not remembering. Can someone give me like a 30-second reminder of what this is? Cause it feels a
one?
little vague to the attend meetings to solicit input on community participation. Like, is there like a specific meeting that we're planning on attending, a group we're planning on joining, or is
Yeah.
just the general idea of we should do something about this?
Yeah, so I had a similar question too, when I was going through it. Is it like the CNC or what's that like?
So the CNC is part of your regular work plan.
Yeah.
And so commissioners sign up to attend a community neighborhood committee meeting. From the brief we received from Laurel, this is a new work plan item.
Okay,
And it sounds like, from what my recollection of my conversation with her and from the description, there's interest in developing maybe some civic participation programming. And so I apologize, I'm gonna turn it back to the commission, since this is obviously was something that was workshopped in May and approved in June, to clarify, what this project is and what you're hoping to achieve.
I'm the person who originally brought the project up.
Okay.
So I can do my best because it did change a lot when Laurel massaged it to look at what would make sense. The original idea is that we would go to different kinds of community groups, not just CNC, and ask them for their feedback. How is their relationship with the city? How do they feel they could best communicate? Are they getting heard? What do they need to know? Blah, blah, blah. And then with Laurel saying, well, that's maybe too broad, just work on the CNC angle. And that would also make sure that we go to CNC meetings. We didn't flesh out too much what would happen when we were there, but we would play a more formal role than just sitting there and listening, and we would
I wanna say she-
interject it into the agendas.
I mean, just because I had a remembrance, because, yeah, I can't remember much. I wanna say Joan had something about civil involvement. And then I think she wanna took both your seeds and made a pie.
So, but the
that's
thing to
where-
know is the way the CNC meetings are run, I don't see how it gives us opportunities to, to
Really
really interact or,
Yeah.
if we're going to try and receive, any kind of input or ideas or concerns from the community, the way the CNC runs is actually, it's like, the community and the staff and they answer questions that, you know, an opportunity for them to like, it's like meet the staff and answer questions or concerns that they have, which is very interactive and have all updates on things that they've already discussed in the past. So I don't think that's the right kind of format. I mean, what my guess is probably for us to go out to maybe different communities and like you were trying to explain and solicit. If we hear a common thread of something they want to hear or talk about, then maybe we can now come back together and form maybe like a civility roundtable around that and have more conversation. Maybe, I mean, that's just what I'm thinking. It would be more like that than going to CNC, which already has its stated format already. So anyway, open to anyone's other input.
Do we have Laurel's report, which I guess she would have given in June? Which she evaluated the work plan items and she did quite a bit of narrative around this one, I thought.
I'll have to review it. I don't have it in front of me. But yes, I'm sure we can go back and look at the report that she gave to the commission in June and to understand what, you know, the direction that she presented to the commission that was adopted.
It was a lot of brainstorming.
Yeah, do we
Yeah.
have enough information to, I guess we could assign people with the understanding that the reality may change their mind later.
I like that.
Okay, so
That
I
means
mean,
he can
because
mold
we do
it.
have a general idea.
yeah,
Just want to make sure we stay within bounds of what was approved.
Yeah.
Just
Definitely.
following, oh, sorry.
I'd like to suggest, and I would be willing to do some of this, to have a member of HRC attend neighborhood meetings and so on, to tell the people who come to those. I think most of it is just board members, but some of the neighborhoods have onlookers too. So that the neighborhood people know what we're up to. And we can invite them strongly to participate with us. Which is at least one way of enlarging the scope.
So you're volunteering to be on that subcommittee.
Sure.
all right.
Really part of then we'd have to look at the narrative that Laura wrote up about it, but it
Yeah.
sounds to me like part of signing up for this subcommittee is signing up to figure out what it
Yeah,
means.
it's
And
part-
it
that's
seems like
part
a first place to start would be making a list of, here's all the meetings that we know about that we can attend. Which ones are gonna be, you know,
And pick.
worth it,
Yeah.
and you know, how do we spread our bandwidth?
Yeah, I think, like neighborhood associations, you know, Commissioner McDonald said, not all of them are open. Some of them are just a board member, but still an HRC member could still reach out to that board because they can actually pull their community to
And they
see.
do like special.
Yeah, they do special
Like
events
when I
too.
worked at Recology, I would table sometimes or give like recycling presentations or whatever.
Yeah. So, so like you said, I think it's, figuring out how to, carry out this particular project. So, and again, going back, if we can get access to Laura's notes as well, I think it can help. So
And another note, and I guess I'm signing myself up to be on it.
are you going, do you
Yeah,
like to be on
I'll-
this? Okay.
Is, I think there would be a really worthwhile conversation around what are the meetings, the communities that we can try and make inroads in that are not the obvious ones, cause like, we think of the neighborhood meetings, great, that's the ones that we know about, but part of the whole point of soliciting input from the community of what they feel like they're not being heard on or what they're not, hearing the city talking about is that it's the folks who are not often asked for their opinions and, easier said than done to do that, but I would want to have that perspective on the project.
Absolutely.
All I was gonna add was, this was originally a role that the HRC was supposed to fill on members attending these community meetings and being able to report back. I think Javier and I did it once before the break, and I think from what I remember, what Commissioner Sylvester was trying to include, it's just like trying to bring that back and just figure out what we need to do in order to be much more present in those spaces, so. Yeah, I think it just makes sense just to have the subcommittee form already and
Try to
Brainstorm.
noodle
Yeah.
through it.
Do
Given
you
that
want to be on that since you
I-
was?
I would like to see it come to fruition, yes. As we,
I mean, we're already 3 people, but that's okay because.
well,
we have
let's,
multiple.
let's certainly talk it through, but yeah, I was the originator of that idea.
On Saturday, I'm attending an informal meeting, a coffee clutch. With the Mobile Home Alliance people,
Mhm.
and that certainly could be one.
Yeah.
Of a number of groups that we engage with.
In
So
a
we'll bring it
structured
up
way.
there.
Cool.
Okay.
I can just add a little bit more to the CNC concept. So
Yeah.
the CNC meeting is next week and it is with the mobile home community. So
Oh.
they're, and over the course of the next year, the CNC is probably going to transition to the city manager's office. It's kind of been
Oh,
residing in a
nice.
legacy way with housing.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow,
so
okay.
as it moves to the city manager's office, we can engage you in conversation about this. But also before each CNC meeting, we actually draft kind of like a high level update of what the city's been doing.
Mhm.
That would be a way where we could possibly interject, some type of communication either from the HRC or just something that explains the HRC. And if you'd like to get in touch with folks, do you folks have an email, like an HRC?
Yes.
We can advertise that email. So there's gonna be ways in the coming
cool.
year that if you want to engage the CNC as part of this, it'll probably be more easily done since it'll be in our
That's
under our
cool.
purview.
Yeah.
What does CNC stand for?
Community Neighborhood Committee.
Yes.
Okay, committee, okay.
Yeah. So actually, as you were speaking, it gave me an idea. I think that's actually another way of, if we attend these CNCs, we can hear, if we hear like a common issue among the different neighborhoods, that's something again that we can bring back together and say, looks like this is a concern across the board. And, formulate, a project around that that would benefit, most people. So I think that's another idea.
And I know the neighborhood committees, like when they have their socials, they often let different departments in the city table.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they wouldn't let the HRC table if you folks were interested in tabling.
Yeah, they would.
We'd have to have a really good point and purpose, right? Like in having like community, give us your feedback about how you communicate with the city or something like a hook could be good. Well, we've missed all the ice cream socials for the year.
For the-
But
Something like the flyer for I
Yeah.
Love MV, it would have been an
Yes.
opportunity. to-
MVP does it too, but like, where should that sit, right?
Yeah,
It's always a place where we can promote what we're doing,
Yeah.
either through the flyers or just engaging
Yeah.
with the citizens of the community.
yeah.
So yeah, just having a table, just having a presence at any of these events.
Well, even block parties too.
I guess you have to go year round, I guess.
We're going to
Have
the
a
cold
table.
weather.
Yeah, but everyone.
Table makes a difference. It
It does.
establishes
Yep.
It
presence.
does.
You don't have to awkwardly circulate.
Materials, is that like a,
That's what we have here.
okay, but there's not like a box that you pick up that's like, oh, here's the,
We
you
could.
know.
Again, we
here's
I
can,
don't believe as of now there is, but that could be part of
The
this.
big napkin.
Build it now.
Yeah, the
Tablecloth.
subcommittee's purpose is building the materials.
There's opportunities during the summer,
Travel with.
but we can work on it so we're prepared when the wedding is going to
there you go.
All right, I think this projects really get us all charged up. This is
Got the
nice.
giggle fits
We wanna
going
get on the
on.
committee now.
So I
Okay,
heard,
so you have all the names?
yeah, so we can recap.
Okay.
So for the civic participation subcommittee, I heard that there was 4 people who were interested, Nirvana, Joan, Jocelyn, and Ida Rose.
Yes.
So then let's go back to the top. So for the LGBTQ plus, we have 2 people identified, Eric and Javier. For the Check Out a Human event, there are 3 people identified, Ida Rose, Molly, and Jocelyn. And then, as I just recapped, there's 4 people interested in the civic participation, Nirvana, Joan, Jocelyn, and Ida Rose. And then I would say finally, we just need to select a representative to the Multicultural Festival Planning Committee. And that would bring all of our subcommittee appointments to close, and we would just have to go back and revisit the subcommittee with 4 identified people and determine how we want to do that.
Javier appointed.
Yeah.
You're appointed.
King of.
You're the one who wanted it to be every
You're
year.
sort of like-
Javier for multicultural.
It's his fault.
But it's
Peer pressure.
Javier.
No, just reality.
Done.
We're strongly recommending.
That's fine, 'cause I'm
Done.
always out looking for vendors anyway, so.
Okay. Do we have anybody on there now or no? No, okay. No more questions, right?
Just a decision,
Yeah, I think it's just trying to figure out of the 4.
Yeah. I mean, but again, I still have to open the floor if we have attendees.
Mhm.
So, any other comments or anything anybody wants to add to this or no? No. That was good. All right.
So it looks like Eric has 2 committees that he's identified on. Jocelyn has 3. Molly has 2. Javier has 2. Joan and Ida Rose each have 1 subcommittee. So again, as I mentioned, there's only 2 people identified for the LGBTQ. There's 4 people identified for the civic participation. So I guess we can open up back to the chair to determine if there's anyone who is serving on more than 2 committees, subcommittees, who may want to jump off one of those subcommittees to allow someone else, or move to the subcommittee that currently only has 2 commissioners identified.
So is there anyone who's willing to move, who is on more than 1? I mean, you won't be here on the 12th. I probably won't be here too. I think I'll be in San Luis Obispo, so. Who would move? So who would want to move?
Oh, for the
Yeah, because,
LGBTQ.
yeah, we'll have to be, you're already there, so you're fine. I need your voice.
But do we need to have, or it's just?
Well, one has 4 people.
Yeah, you have up to 3 people, so you don't need to have 3. So if
You don't
there's,
have to need 3,
but
but one has 4 people.
This is not, what do you? Yeah, but-
She's reading your private
bank
mail.
password.
Business.
So
I
this is
know.
the reason why I don't want you two to sit together. And I'm-
Because she's
I
in
keep
my
s- I
business.
keep saying that. There's a reason. To-
Trouble.
Yes.
I'm just trying to entice
Wait.
Joan to join the committee with me and Eric.
Oh,
It's
okay, would
okay.
you? Sure. Okay,
Is that a join or a switch?
so do you want me to switch you out from the civics participation to inform recommendation? I know you would like to talk to people though.
That's 4, but that's the one with
Well,
4,
but
right?
yeah, but you can only have 3 the max you can have.
But you
Right,
only
right.
have 3.
But
So I'm
if
going
you
to
switch
move up.
over, you get to hang out with me and Eric on a regular basis.
Oh, all right, so I'm going to
Switch over when,
I'm going to switch over from community meetings to solicit input on civic participation recommendations to joining this, to especially this one. On the LGBTQ affairs. All right, I think we're excited.
okay, so let's just recap. So for the LGBTQ affairs, it'll be Eric, Javier, and Joan. For the Check Out a Human, it'll be Ida Rose, Molly, and Jocelyn. For the civic participation, it'll be Nirvana, Jocelyn, and Ida Rose. And then Javier will be the multicultural festival rep.
That's a backup.
I will be your backup.
Didn't we usually have?
I'll be the
Yeah.
backup
Two?
for multicultural.
No, we've always had one.
Oh, okay, I thought
Yeah, it's always
last year
one.
we did
I
two.
think
No,
2 would
always
be
one.
better.
I think you're right.
Just to-
Get 2
I'll be
different hats.
Nirvana, you'll be his backup, okay.
I'm not wearing that one. No. I like having her in my partner cry.
Jeez. Okay. We're dangerous together too.
That forces her to visit me.
Okay, any other comments or we're okay now, all projects ad hoc committees are satisfied. Okay, so I think we can now move on to item 7. Oh, did you want to say?
Can you believe we're on item 7 already?
Right. Yeah, okay. Item 7 is commission staff comments, questions, commission reports. No action will be taken on any questions raised by the commission at this time. And state law prohibits the commission from discussing or acting on substantive non-agenda items. It's now open to commission first and then staff. Anybody have anything to share, comments?
Are you going somewhere on Saturday, Joe?
Am I what?
Going somewhere on Saturday?
I have 2 events. I go to.
Are they worth sharing?
I can start.
Okay, this is the
Yes.
problem with both of you. It's just
Yeah.
not good. This is the last time. Hold on. Commissioner Pocoin has something to
Oh.
say.
Go ahead.
No side talks. Go ahead.
So, thank you, Chair Wukido. Happy Hispanic Heritage Month to everyone.
Yes.
Just wanted to promote an event that is going to be happening on November 2nd, which is the celebration of Dia de los Muertos. There'll be an altar exhibit, there'll be live music and dancing, and it's something I encourage all of our commissioners to attend and to promote to the wide community. So it is going to be from 11 to 4 p.m. here at the Civic Center. And that's my,
Date.
on November 2nd.
And it's extra cool because this is their 4th annual one, but it's the first time they're having it in the Civic Center.
Oh,
So
nice.
it used to be at Ringstorff Park, so hoping for more turnout. There are volunteer opportunities.
Yes.
I think in the morning, I don't know if there's a contact here. It's Nancy Ducos. Anyway, if you don't have her contact information already and you're interested in volunteering, just let me know and I'll. break it down. I imagine all this.
These with you.
They just gave us this one, but on the social media, Mount TV social media platforms, you're able to share the live video that they also created
Oh,
as
neat.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, did you have any?
Chair Sylvester.
I did a question. You mentioned the ofrenda, the altar. Is it community, like people can bring stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
think so.
anybody can contribute?
They have groups and people that signed up in advance.
Oh, okay.
But, I do know that the Chamber of Commerce is doing one.
'Cause that would
And
be super powerful.
yeah, and so like. Well, you know over there, I'm sure that if you wanted to participate in theirs, Marisol would be super up for that. If
Yeah.
you were someone you know had, like for myself, I have something that I might like to contribute, but it was daunting to do an entire. And
Yeah.
so, anyway.
That's a great
Connection with the
question.
Chamber of Commerce, they are doing a more community one, if anybody wants to kind of participate just a little bit.
That's great. Thank you.
So speaking on events, also, I think this weekend is the 9th annual Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's the time. Yeah. And then, I also want to mention that I did attend the CNC for, my neighborhood Montaloma, which also includes Rock and, Farley, and it was very engaging. Even though we expected more turnout, but, it was good to have the interaction between staff did a great job in responding to a lot of the questions that the community had, so. It was very good to be there. I liked it very much, so I want to do more of those. Any comments, questions? Oh,
Just an addition.
Yes.
It's also the pancake breakfast this weekend with the firefighters
Yeah.
on the
Very
5th. I
good.
think that's Saturday.
Is that the MOC? Where is it?
Yeah, it's at the Wisman Station, I think.
I guess I have the power to look that up myself. Okay, cool.
Saturday morning, $15, all you can eat pancakes.
I haven't been to that since I was a kid.
That may not be the best choice on a Saturday morning, but
So I'm gonna,
go support
ven-
the firefighters.
I'm gonna venture outside of the city. Sorry.
What?
Silicon Valley
Mhm.
African Film Festival.
Mhm.
Oh,
is
cool.
coming up in next weekend, so October 11th. The entire weekend, their opening night is that Friday night. And they'll have screenings that Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And they'll have like a little vendor market outside. It's gonna be at Hoover Middle School downtown San Jose. And the website is SVA Tickets. And at the end of the month, there is the United Nations Association Film Festival, which is a documentary film festival. And a lot of those will be held at Mitchell Park. And that is
Oh, cool.
UNAFF.org.
That's really a great event. I came to last year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
It's actually really good documentaries, lots of good stuff.
Okay, any other comments, questions, input from the commission? Oh,
Just a reminder that three of you have your terms expiring in December, so don't forget to fill in your application.
yes,
I don't remember the date, but it's coming up in about a month. So if you want to re-up, you've got to want to know with an application. Am I one of those? I don't think so.
Like,
Wanda should have reached out, but just in case,
okay.
it's certainly on the website, it's public. I thought it was this one, but I'm not sure.
I know it's
I could-
me. I know it's me.
Okay, for sure you, I think it's Joan and I think it's Nirvana.
Cool.
last chance. Any other comments, input? Anything from the commission? Okay, I'll turn it over to. Go ahead, Commissioner Webb.
Since I live in Cuernavaca, the Crestview Hotel, which has been a big controversial on task that's been happening, is actually coming to form and it's starting to look really nice over there. I think the inside's almost done. I don't know where they are with the inspections and things of that nature, but the outside, the groundwork's all laid out. They've done a new roof. I've seen like all these different like air conditioning units and everything have gone in throughout the summer, so it's looking really nice. So hopefully everything works out and they'll be on time and we'll be open for our citizens.
A couple of, only two that I know of, residents who live right behind it and were very upset when they found out it was going to be what it was going to be transformed into, are now happy with it because it looks better than their own property.
It looks really nice.
It's
It
Right.
looks really good.
And I live right across the street from it, so I see it every morning. And I hear the banging every morning.
You don't invest in an alarm clock?
No need for an alarm clock because they're out there.
Yeah,
I imagine they'll do some sort of grand opening or, welcome to the neighborhood or.
Hope so.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
And a nice little playground for the kids. It's gonna be really nice. It's gonna be really nice.
Awesome.
Okay. Final. Any comments, input, questions, anything from this commission? None? All right, I'll turn it over to staff to give any comments or
I
questions.
don't have any updates.
We just did a quick look and the terms that are expiring are Joan, Nirvana, and Molly.
Thank
Those
you.
three.
Thank you. All right, so, this meeting is going to be adjourned earlier than we thought. So, what time is it now? 7:19. This meeting is now adjourned. The next regular meeting of the Human Relations Commission, which will take place here. Right? Yes, take place, yeah. After council recess is scheduled for November 7th, 2024 at 6:30 PM. I already said here, right?
Yes.
And virtually on Zoom. Thank you.